Brother, listen carefully, because what I'm about to tell you is something women will almost never admit openly, no matter how honest they seem. If you ask them directly, they will deny it, criticize it, or label it as toxic, manipulative, or outdated advice meant for insecure men. But attraction is not revealed through words. It is revealed through behavior. When you watch how women actually respond to men across different cultures, ages, and lifestyles, the same pattern keeps repeating. There is one thing that works on almost every woman, regardless of what she says she wants. This is not a pickup line. It is not a trick. It is not manipulation. It goes deeper than logic, deeper than conscious preference. It taps into instinctive attraction. The reason women rarely admit this is simple. Acknowledging it would mean accepting that attraction is not always rational. That instinct and biology often guide desire more than values or opinions. The Stoics understood this aspect of human nature centuries ago. They believed that people often lie to themselves about their true motivations, and true wisdom comes from seeing reality clearly, without comforting lies. This truth may challenge what you currently believe. It may make you uncomfortable, but if you are tired of surface-level dating advice, and if you want to understand attraction at its root, then stay with me. Because once you understand this principle, you will never chase validation the same way again. Let's begin. Point 1, core principle reveal. The one thing that works on every woman, the thing she will almost never admit, is this: your genuine indifference to her validation, combined with a clear purpose in your own life. This is not a trick. This is not a line. This is not manipulation. It means you are genuinely okay whether she approves of you or not. Her attention feels nice, but it does not control your mood. Her approval feels good, but it does not define your worth. You have something bigger in your life that matters more than chasing her attention. Something that drives you, motivates you, and gives your life meaning. And this is where real attraction begins. Women are instinctively drawn to men who have options. Men who are not afraid to lose them. Men whose life continues moving forward whether she is present or not. When you are genuinely indifferent to her validation, you are silently communicating abundance. You are showing that your life is full, that you are secure, and that you are not desperate. Most men do the opposite. They chase attention, constantly seek reassurance, and adjust their behavior based on her reactions. That neediness kills attraction instantly. But the man who is focused on his purpose, goals, and personal growth does not chase validation. He does not beg for attention. He does not need to prove himself. This calm, grounded independence triggers something deep and primal in female psychology. She senses it even if she cannot consciously explain why. And that is why indifference to her validation, combined with a clear life purpose, is the core principle that works universally. Point 2, why this works psychologically and biologically. To understand why this works, you need to look deeper than what most dating advice teaches. Attraction is not just about words or surface-level behavior. It is rooted in instinct and biology. Women are naturally wired to respond to signals of abundance and value. Men who are needed by no one. Men who are independent and have direction. When a man is genuinely indifferent to a woman's validation, he sends a powerful subconscious message. He signals that losing her would not break him, that his life has meaning and momentum beyond any single relationship, that he is complete on his own. This is what psychologists call pre-selection and abundance signaling. A man who has options does not cling. A man who has purpose does not chase. A man who is secure does not need constant reassurance. These signals bypass conscious thought. Women may not admit it, and they may even say they are not attracted to indifferent men. But behavior reveals the truth. Neediness, constant approval seeking, and emotional dependence kill attraction instantly. They communicate scarcity, that your life is empty without her. But purpose-driven indifference communicates high value naturally. It shows that you are a complete person who does not require anyone to fill a void. That combination of independence, purpose, and calm self-assurance triggers deep biological attraction mechanisms that women cannot consciously control. Even if she tries to rationalize it, she will feel drawn to it. And that is why this principle is so powerful. It aligns with innate human psychology and evolutionary wiring. Point 3. Creating psychological tension and challenge response. Once a man demonstrates genuine indifference to validation and focuses on his own purpose, something subtle but powerful happens. He creates psychological tension, a kind of magnetic pull that women find irresistible. Most men chase. They constantly seek approval. They try to win attention and validation at every step. But the man who is focused on his own life does the opposite. He is engaged with his goals, his growth, and his purpose. He does not chase. He does not beg. This reversal of typical dynamics triggers a challenge response. Humans naturally want what they have to work for. When validation and attention are not given freely, women become invested in securing them. They feel the subtle push of a challenge, and this is not manipulation or playing games. It is a natural result of having boundaries, standards, and a life worth living. By being genuinely focused on something greater than her attention, you communicate value through action rather than words. She sees that your life is meaningful and that her presence is an addition, not a necessity. This creates tension, curiosity, and attraction. She wants to engage because she knows it takes effort to earn your time and attention, and that effort-driven interest is far more compelling than the shallow attraction that comes from being available or needy. This principle explains why women often chase men who do not chase them. It is not because they are mean or playing hard to get, it is because the psychological dynamics of challenge and independence naturally trigger desire. Point 4. Real-life examples: texting, availability, seeking validation. Let's put this principle into real-life situations because theory only matters when you see it in action. Think about the man who texts constantly. He replies instantly, asks if she's okay, asks if she likes him, and asks when he can see her next. On the surface, this looks caring, but underneath it communicates one thing very clearly. He has nothing more important than her attention. Because his life is empty of purpose, he fills it with her validation. And over time, attraction fades. Now look at the man who texts intentionally. He speaks when he has something meaningful to say. Sometimes he replies later, not as a strategy, but because he is genuinely busy living his life. He is working, training, building projects, improving himself. She stays curious. She wonders what he is doing. She feels his attention has value because it is not given freely. The same applies to availability. The man who drops everything the moment she is free signals, "My time is not valuable. Your schedule matters more than my life." She may enjoy it at first, but she will slowly take him for granted. But the man who has his own schedule, who invites her to fit into his life when it aligns, earns respect. When he says, "I can't tonight, but Thursday works," she feels his time has weight, not because he is difficult, but because he values himself. Finally, consider validation seeking. The man who constantly asks, "Are we okay? Do you still like me? Am I enough?" drains attraction instantly. But the man who is secure assumes things are fine unless told otherwise. He does not chase reassurance. He does not hand over control of his emotions. That calm self-trust feels magnetic. Women feel the difference immediately, not because he is trying, but because he naturally embodies independence and purpose. Point 5. Why women can't admit it: cognitive dissonance. Here's why women almost never admit that this works: because it creates a conflict in their minds. Society tells them they should want men who are emotionally available, who prioritize the relationship above everything, and who make them the center of their world. Consciously, they believe this is what they are attracted to. So when they feel drawn to a man who is calm, independent, and indifferent to their validation, it feels contradictory. This conflict is called cognitive dissonance. To resolve it, their minds create rationalizations. She may say, "He's confident. He knows what he wants. He's focused and driven." All of these sound respectable and socially acceptable. But at their core, they describe the same thing: a man whose self-worth does not depend on her validation. Admitting the truth would make it seem like she is attracted to men who don't care or men who do not prioritize her. And that feels uncomfortable, so instead of acknowledging the real reason, she rationalizes it in ways that sound right. This is why listening to words alone is misleading. Behavior always tells the truth. Watch who women chase, who they stay interested in, and who they feel drawn to over time. It is almost never the man who gives unlimited attention and prioritizes her from the beginning. It is the man who stands firmly in his own life, with or without her. And this is not manipulation. It is human psychology at work. Point 6. Stoic philosophy application. The Stoics understood this truth centuries ago. They taught that much of human suffering comes from trying to control what is outside your power. Marcus Aurelius said we must see reality clearly, without comforting lies. When you apply this to attraction, it becomes simple. Your purpose, your effort, your discipline, and your character are within your control. A woman's approval, her attraction, her choices, and her emotions are not. When a man builds his life around what he can control, he becomes grounded and steady. He stops chasing validation. He stops reacting emotionally to approval or rejection. He becomes calm, confident, and magnetic. Epictetus taught, "Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens." Living this way makes indifference to validation natural, not forced. It is not coldness. It is not distance. It is simply independence and self-mastery. You care, but you do not cling. You connect, but you do not beg. You invite, but you do not chase. This is the difference between emotional unavailability and emotional completeness. The emotionally unavailable man hides because he has nothing inside. The emotionally complete man is open because he has everything inside. Women feel this difference immediately. They are drawn to the man who is emotionally complete, purposeful, and independent. It is not about trying to attract. It is about living a life worth attracting to. Point 7. Sequence mistake men make. Most men make the same critical mistake without realizing it. They lead with emotional availability instead of value. From the start, they give too much attention. They seek constant reassurance. They make her the center of their world. They believe that vulnerability and emotional openness will create desire. But attraction does not grow from availability. It grows from value. When emotional openness comes without independence, purpose, and clear standards, it feels needy rather than strong. The correct sequence is different. 1. Demonstrate value first. Show that you have purpose, direction, and standards. 2. Create attraction naturally, through independence, calmness, and genuine focus on your life. 3. Reveal emotional depth second. Once she is invested in pursuing, vulnerability strengthens connection. Most men do it backwards. They give emotional availability first, trying to create attraction through neediness and prioritization. And then they wonder why interest fades. You cannot negotiate desire. You cannot force attraction by being available. You must embody value first. This is not manipulation. It is about timing and sequencing in the dynamics of attraction. Once you get the sequence right, emotional availability becomes powerful instead of a weakness. Point 8. Implementation steps. Ask how to live this, no bullet points. Understanding the principle is one thing, but living it is another. First, focus on building real purpose. Direct your energy toward goals that genuinely matter to you, your career, fitness, creative projects, or personal growth. Make your life meaningful on your own, independently of any woman. Next, structure your time around this purpose. Let your schedule revolve around what is important to you. Invite women into your life when it fits naturally, not the other way around. Stop seeking validation from her. Make decisions based on what serves your purpose. If she approves, that's fine. If she doesn't, that's also fine. Her approval does not define your worth. Be comfortable walking away from situations or people that waste your time or disrespect you. Protect your energy and maintain high standards. Keep developing yourself and meeting new people. Genuine abundance comes from growth, not performance. Be fully engaged with your life. When your life is full, indifference to her validation becomes natural. You are not performing it. You are genuinely focused on what matters. Let relationships enhance your life rather than define it. Emotional completeness comes from within. Connection is an addition, not a necessity. When you live this way, attraction follows naturally. Women sense it immediately, not because you are trying, but because you have become the kind of man worth pursuing. This is the real application of the indifference combined with purpose. It is not a tactic or game. It is a lifestyle, and only through living it authentically will the results manifest. Now you know the truth. The secret women rarely admit. It is not about manipulation, being mean, or playing games. It is about building a life so full of purpose and meaning that any single woman's validation becomes optional, not essential. Focus on what is within your control, your purpose, your effort, your character. These are yours. Her attraction, her approval, her choices, these are outside your control. When you live according to this principle, when you are genuinely engaged with your life while remaining indifferent to whether a specific woman validates you, something powerful happens. You become magnetic. Not because you are trying to attract her, but because you have become the kind of man women naturally pursue. Develop real purpose. Live according to your principles. Let women fit into your life instead of building your life around seeking their attention. Maintain genuine abundance through self-development and social engagement. Remain authentically indifferent while being open to genuine connection with someone who adds value. Do this and you will see exactly what I mean. Women will pursue what they say they don't want. They will be attracted to what they claim turns them off. Because reality does not care what people claim they want. Biology and psychology follow their own rules. The question is, are you ready to live the life that makes this authentic rather than just performing it? That is the choice. That is the path, and that is where true, unstoppable attraction begins.